In this video I'll explain why you don't need to worry about the half price carpet cleaners. You know, the so-called 50% off flyers that your customers receive. Here's an experience. I recently needed a new tyre for my car. It was only the spare, so I decided to save some money and buy a part-worn tyre. After all, I may never need it, never use it. Preferably I wanted a quality tyre like a Michelin here in the UK because they last longer. The cost of those is about £90, £100, but only £20 odd for a part-worn tyre that would do the job I wanted. The conversation with the dealer was quite interesting. I said, have you got a part-worn tyre? And I gave him the size. He said, yeah, we got loads of them. Have you got something decent like a Michelin? Dunno, mate, he said. Can't really look. And he sounded very disinterested. So I said, well, is it best then that I come up to see you? And he said, yeah, you know, sounding like he's busy with something else. So I went up to see them immediately. I entered the workshop and plenty of staff there, but they all ignored me. Finally a man comes up to me and he says he'd been seen to. And he then tells someone to see to me. Someone else approaches with a mobile phone in his hand and he walks straight past. I ask him, is it you he was talking to? And apparently it was. So I ask him if he's got a part-worn tyre, preferably something good like a Michelin. He asks the boss, who says while walking away, I don't know, mate, we got loads up there but haven't had a chance to sort them yet. You need to come back later. Now remember the conversation I've already had on the phone. I ask him what he's got already that's decent, and he says, I think we've got a couple of, and he names another make, up there. He walks to the back of the workshop and he says there's one here and one here, but they've not been tested yet, so you can't have one. I ask him what he actually has got. So he walks through a mound of dirty tyres to find 3 tyres, my size. And I say to him, well, what are they like? And he said, you'd be better coming back later. And with that, I walked out. I returned 2 days later as I was in the area and I desperately needed this tyre. The same man comes towards me and walks right past me without even a look. He doesn't even say, I'll be with you in just a moment. And I decided there and then I've had enough, and I left, and I've never been back. Now, why can they get away with an attitude and a service like this? Well, it's because of the business they are in. Not the tyre business, the cheapest price commodity business. After all, a Michelin tyre is a Michelin, and they are the cheapest. They are selling part-worn tyres. If I want one at this price, there was nowhere else to go. I had to stand in line and accept it. Now, do you imagine that in our industry, the carpet cleaning business, customers are treated any differently? There's people who have to tolerate the same kind of service because all they want to do is spend very, very little on cleaning their front room carpet. And of course, have you heard of half-price cleaners actually not turning up at all? Very common. Usually the excuse is that the van has broken down, when in reality they couldn't get enough jobs in the area to make it viable. That is what people have to put up with when they want the cheapest price. But there are plenty of people who will not accept that and will gladly pay a higher price for a quality standard of service. That's why you don't really want to be in the price business or the commodity business. And by the way, there will be someone cheaper than them soon and they'll be out of business. So the lesson for us as carpet cleaners is the worst thing you can do is try to compete on price with a business like that. And you simply don't have to. It's sometimes very difficult for carpet cleaners to realise there are customers you do not want. There are different markets in our industry, just like Kia, Ford, and then there's Mercedes buyers and BMW and Audi. They have different values. There's people who want to pay £20 a room or $15 a room and will put up with atrocious service because that's all they want to pay. And there are people who want high quality and are prepared to pay for it and would not tolerate bad service no matter how cheap it is. Target those people and you don't have to worry about carpet cleaners that are half price again.